Okay, all right. Now, what about the 17 through 20? Okay. Now, I hope that's one thing that catches your attention, and that is we are no longer multiplying. We are doing some addition and subtraction. So make sure you are aware, you are well aware that the operation mode is different. Okay. It's not adding or it's not multiplying anymore, it's adding and subtracting. Now, before I go into this, the actual work, let me just say something real quick, okay? And that is, I used to get stuck on this topic for quite a long time, okay? I don't know, it's just not easy, okay? Until one point, I realized like just a little spark that just, like my light bulb in my head just ding, okay? Now, what is the light bulb? Now, let me ask you a question, all right? Let's not worry about the question that I showed you. Let's think about this, all right? So, if you have an, let me use red color. So, let's just say you have an apple, okay, plus 5 apples, okay? Maybe I should use green for the leaves, all right, to make it more real, okay? So, 1 apple plus 5 apples, how many apples do you have? And I would say that you know the answer, that you would have a total of 6 apples, right? Okay, 6 apples. And we are able to get this answer easily because, well, they are the same thing, right? We call them like terms. They are like terms. We're able to combine them because they are like terms. And and then in the middle school math, we make it a little bit more abstract and say, oh, let's go ahead and do a plus 5a, right? And then we say, oh, so how many a's are there? And then we say, oh, yeah, they are like terms. So therefore, we say, oh, there will be a total of 6a's, right? So we can think about a as apple. So far, so good. Okay, so we went from elementary school to middle school. And now, what about high school? Okay. Now, in high school, the way we understand like terms, we kind of take a level, one notch up, and we say, "Oh yeah, so we've got something like this." So at the very beginning, when I was introduced to this kind of addition, I was like, "Ah, no, I don't know what's going on here." Okay, I just give up. But then eventually, I was like, "Wait, hold on. Tell me the answer. What's the answer?" Oh, the answer is 6 root 3. And I was like, oh my God, I think I see something. I'm not sure if you see something. I was like, oh, so what you're saying is that just go ahead, treat the square root 3 as like an A or maybe like an apple. I see square root 3 for the first term. I see square root 3 for the second term. So guess what? You can just learn how to see the square root 3 as like an apple, as like a little variable. And so you have 1 square root 3 plus 5 square root 3. So we can ask, oh, so how many square root 3's do you have? Ah, 6. Okay, that's it. So, so if you look at number 17, we're like, oh, so what about number 17? You have 1 square root 3 plus 4 square root 3. Well, guess what? You've got how many square root 3's? You've got a total of 5 square root 3. Okay, 5 square root 3's. Okay, that's it. So the challenge is that are you able to observe these two as like terms? And since they are like terms, you are able to combine them together. That's it. Okay, that's it. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at number 18. All right, then we say, oh, what about number 18? Well, if you look at all the examples that we have shown you, well, 6 root 2 minus 3 root 2, hey, they both have square root of 2. So you have 6 square root of 2's and minus 3 square root of 2's. What do you have left? 3 square root of 2's. Sounds good? Okay. All right. So these two are kind of easy. Okay. But what about number 19? What about number 19? And we're like, oh, they're not like terms, right? This is root 8. And this is root 2. They are not like terms. You cannot do anything about them. So we just give up. And we're like, oh, hold on. Be patient. Be patient. Yeah, as of now, they are not like terms. But do you remember that you can simplify root 8? And we're like, yeah. So what about root 8? Root 8 is 2 root 2, remember? Okay. And then after you simplify it, now I hope you can see why I planned the questions, okay, with different levels earlier, because I'm scaffolding, I'm staging you to handle these problems with a higher level of complexity. So we're like, oh, so they were not like terms at the beginning, but after simplifying it, then they become like terms. And well, 6 root 2 plus 3 root 2 will be a total of 9 root 2. Okay, and again, if you are skeptical, like, I just want to check if I'm right, go ahead, type these into the calculator, right? 3 root 8, all right, 3 root 8, all right, plus 3 root 2. And then let's go ahead, get an answer. Okay, it's that number, 12.7279, whatever that is. And then what was the answer? The answer was 9 root 2, right? 9 root 2. So 9 root 2. Let's see. See? Same number. So that's why equal sign is very important, because for all the steps that you're doing, it should, keep on changing. All right, now I'm going to use number 20 as another example, but you've got to do your worksheet so that you can make sure you can handle all the questions here. What about number 20? Okay, number 20 is this. And by the way, if you don't practice, it doesn't matter how much you understand through this video. Okay, if you don't practice, the sensitivity would not come to you. So please make sure that you do practice, and feel free to practice more than once. So number 20, they seem to be not like terms, but we can simplify this. This is it's 8 times 6, but it's also a 16 times 3. So again, think of these number combinations. Okay, it's 16 times 3 may not come to you straight away. It's okay, but now that you're exposed to 16 times 3, that is 48. Then you know that is 4 root 3. Okay, that's square root of 48. And then square root of 12, it's, well, 12 is 4 times 3, so 2 root 3. So they were not like terms at the beginning, but after simplifying it, then they become like terms. So 4 root 3 minus 2 root 3 is 2 root 3. Okay, so just a little recap right here. What happened in these 4 questions? Well, we're just trying to combine like terms. Okay, to put it in very simple terms, we just want to combine some like terms. But sometimes the like terms may not be so apparent, may not be so obvious. So you would have to simplify something before you can see the like terms. So that's why we did all those simplifying earlier, so that now you can actually simplify the numbers a lot easier. Okay. All right. So make sure you practice these questions on the worksheet so that you are really familiar with simplifying and also combining like terms. And again, all right, see how you how you grew from elementary school to middle school to high school. Okay, things are becoming a little bit more abstract, but it's pretty much the same thing. Okay. Now, for the next video, we will start looking at something like this. Now, this is really, really similar to what we're about to do in the quadratic formula later on in this unit. But we are going to simplify them a little bit. Okay, so next video, we'll talk about level 1.3.